Hello everyone, welcome to update number 3 to my Pandos eyeshadows. So for mine, I just picked 5 random eyeshadows from my whole collection. I randomized the palette and then I also randomized the shade. I have no rules for this other than I have to hit pan. I can't roll anything out. And I have 5 eyeshadows that are in palettes and 1 single shadow. So I'm technically working on 6 shades each month, but 5 are from palettes and 1 is a single shadow. So let's go ahead and get started. For the first one, by the way, I hit 2 pans this month, and this is the Revolution iHeart Chili palette. This is what the cover looks like. It's little chilies, and it is a very warm, fiery toned palette. And maybe you can see there my first pan of this month in the shade Contest right there. It is a very true yellow gold shade. There it is right there. And I mean, you know, I keep getting these warm tone shades in projects anyways, so there is right there, and I'm just tired of the warm tones. I mean, this is a very good color, but I am tired of the warm tones. I'm so happy to hit that pan in the shade Contest. And I didn't really touch any of the other shades like at all. Yeah, really, I don't really see any any scratch marks on anything else, but I did hit pan in this, and it took me 28 uses over about 3 months. Okay, next is another palette from Revolution. This is the Revolution and Powerpuff Girls collab. This one is the Buttercup palette, so it's a little bit more green themed. So you can probably tell what shadow is in this project. It's this first like pastel green right here. I wish you could tell how big this dip is, because it actually is a really, really big dip. I have used this shade 17 times, and I went hard on this shade this month because I was wearing a bunch of like blues and greens. If I ever wear a blue look, I usually have this in the crease at least, because it does blend out well, and it just brightens things up a little. It's a really, really pretty shade. There actually is a huge dip in it. Like this whole side is like caved in. But that imprint goes in there really deep apparently. So yeah, 17 times on that one, but it's still going. Oh, I need to swatch that one actually. Here it is. Look how pretty that is. It's very chalky. Not the best coverage. Like I have to build it out. See, that's it after that swatch. I gotta build it out to like show what it actually looks like. That's the best I can get it without it like fading away. But you know, it's nice to throw in the crease, but it is very, very sheer and chalky. Let's see. Okay, next is a palette from the Balm. I don't know why I'm like losing my voice right now, but this is a palette from the Balm, and it is called the Shady Lady palette. This is the volume 1, and the shade I had in here is called Shameless Shanna. You can probably tell which one that is. It is this one in the top middle. And there's quite the dip in this one too. This is one of the most hard pressed shadows I've ever seen. I have used this 42 times over the past 3-4 months. 42 times. I'm wearing it today. It's a very warm toned brown with like this goldish shimmer in it. It is the hardest pressed thing ever. Like, I don't even know if I'm close to pan. I do have a big dip, but it's kind of crazy actually. There is right there. So it kind of went along with the warm toned color story. And it was, like, it is a pretty nice brown to work on for neutral looks, which I did a bunch of neutral looks this month. I don't know, because there was just many things I needed to like focus on. But that is the dip on that one. And next for the palettes, we have a Jeffree Star palette. This is the Conspiracy palette. By the way, this palette is huge. Like, it's very thick. It like bows out in the middle, and it's one of those that have these clasps. And I'll let you see the palette first. It's what it looks like. I'm not sure how deep these are. I've never hit pan on a Jeffree Star one. This is the one I'm working on up here. It's called Spiraling. This one's hard to see because I can't see around it. I am aiming right at the top of that triangle. You can you see that dip though? Because there is a dip, and I'm super excited about that. I mean, it's like this shimmery, like gunmetal gray color, really. But I don't really mind that color. At first I was like, oh no, like it's, you know, just gonna be a really deep like crease shade, which it is, but it also has this like brownish kind of base to it, and it's kind of more gray than I thought. I mean, it works. I'll wear it on my upper and lower lash line like quite often, but that is the one called Spiraling. Let me see if I can get better. You can see the dip right there. I'm holding it upside down, but there we go. There is a little dip. I have used this one 14 times. I did use it quite a bit this month, so. Okay, next, the last palette in here, the 5th palette, is this Too Faced Better Than Chocolate palette. I got this one for free from the cosmetic company store. The shade I got is called Ooey Gooey. And it is this shade right here, this like champagne gold shade. It does have hard pan in the middle, that's why it looks kind of weird. But you can see, I have gotten good use on it actually, and I've only used it 8 times. I love this shade. I do. I really like it. I didn't use it much because I'm trying to focus on like other stuff. And I was trying to focus on hitting pan on the gold one, which I did hit pan on. But here it is right here. It actually has a really pretty like golden silver-ish sheen. It's right here. It kind of has that wet shimmer look, where it just has like those really big particles of shimmer. That champagne shade right there. So this was my color story. It actually is very cohesive. And now I'll show you. Did I not get it? Oh. My charger got stuck on that, and I didn't get my single shadow out, so I'm getting that out now. Okay. The single shadow I was using is a Colourpop Super Shock, and this is in the shade Girl Crush, and it is a matte Super Shock shadow. And it is this really, really cool purplish gray color. Very cool toned. It's really, really pretty. I wore this with all of my cool tone looks, and it's just a really interesting, nice color. Now, I'm not a fan of Colourpop mattes to like actually blend into the crease. What I do is I take it and I just rub it like that, and then I blend out the edges with a different like powder gray. Let's just see how good of a swatch I can do. Like this. Okay, it's right here. You can tell it kind of has like a purplish tint to it. It didn't match the rest of the color story, but I also wanted to do a bunch of cool tones. So that worked well for that. And as you can see, there is pan in it right in the center there. That is a pan. So I will be rolling in one new palette and one new single shadow. So let me just, I like to do the single shadows first because I feel like it's less exciting. Maybe it's more exciting, I don't know. Okay. So 1 through 64, and yes, most of them are Colourpop Super Shock shadows. So I have my list in my notebook right here. So I will randomize 1 through 64. And it is 31. So that's definitely a Super Shock shadow. Pretty much right in the middle. And this one is called Colourpop Super Shock Shadow Running Through the 6. And I think I know that that is a blue shimmer. But we will have to see together. It's either a blue shimmer or maybe it's like a warm toned coppery red color, which I hope it's not. I kind of rather it be a blue. But okay, now let's do the eyeshadow palettes. So 1 through 238. And we will click randomize just one more time. Hopefully I'll like eventually get to where like I can hit more than one pan in a month, like in palettes, because the palettes are the most fun to me. But okay, I got 107. So let's see. It's past my Colourpop palettes. I'm surprised I haven't got one of those yet because that's the majority of my collection. So, oh wow, okay. This is a good one. So the number 107 is a palette from Glamlight, which I do have quite a few of, and I haven't gotten this project yet. So the palette 107 is Glamlight Kisses, Hershey Kisses Chocolate Milk palette. This is the collab they did with Hershey Kisses, and they had a milk chocolate, a dark chocolate, an almonds chocolate, lava cake, cookies and cream chocolate. So the one I got is like the original milk chocolate one. So I'm gonna go get those palettes and I'll be right back so we can randomize the shades. Okay, everyone, I'm back and I pulled both of the shades. So I'm going to show you the single shadow first and then we'll randomize the shadow for the palette. So the single shadow I got is this Colourpop one. And as you can see, the color is this like bright teal. So the shade is called Running Through the 6. And it's a satin Super Shock shadow. So it's kind of like a matte, pretty much, is how it performs. Like there's barely any shimmer to it. This is what mine looks like. The only good thing about this is it already has a big dip in it. Now this one's still super creamy. It feels really good, actually. So that is the color right there. Look how bright that is. That's really good for like spring-ish summer because I do like wearing blues right now. I'm going to put the new shadow swatch like that on the side. It's so pretty. The only thing about these blues from Colourpop is that they stain your eyelids like really, really bad. Worse than any eyeshadow I've ever seen stain. They do stain your eyes blue. So there's that one right there, and we'll see how much use I get on it. There is already a dip in it, and I am excited about it. I wanted colorful shadows, and I finally got one because this whole next palette is only neutral colors. This is what it looks like. This is the Hershey Kisses palette from Glamlight, the milk chocolate palette. It is silver, and it's brand new. I still have the plastic in it, so the plastic just fell out, but the shades are just numbered 1 through 6, and that's what it looks like. They're all untouched. I don't know. I was kind of hoping for some color. The only good thing about this palette is like half of the shades are pretty cool toned, so hopefully I'll at least get a cool toned. So I've already put in 1 through 6 in my random number generator. And the only thing I'm worried about is this top shade looks like the one in my Too Faced palette. Like, it looks like the shade called Ooey Gooey. See? Kind of. It's a little lighter, maybe. Then this gold shade looks like the one I just rolled out. This darker shade looks kind of like the one from the Jeffree Star. And this warmer tone brown kind of looks like the one from my Balm palette. So I think my best bet would be one of those two if I could get that. But we'll see. I think the only shade I really, really don't want is this gold one there, because I'm just tired of those warm tone yellow golds like that. So 1 through 6. 4. 1, 2, 3. No way. I got the freaking gold. I thought I was looking at it backwards in the thing. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. If you do it the correct way, like you're reading a book or whatever. Okay, that really stinks, honestly. I wanted any shade in this palette but that one, but that's the name of the game, is randomizing, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna like pressure myself to use this a million times this month, because obviously I just got done using, do you see how it just, the blue is stained under? I'll swatch it on a different finger. There is right there. It's kind of a dirty gold, but it's still quite a yellow gold. It is much, Glamlight does have the prettiest shimmer formula, in my opinion. Like, it's crazy how shimmery that is, that gold right there. Look at it compared to the Revolution one. It's crazy. It's way better. And look how good it still looks on the finger. Anyways, let me swatch that off with the... See, look how bad that blue stained. Not bad yet, but it does on the eyes. Okay. So that was a fun update. Hopefully next month I'm planning on having... I will possibly have pan on this Buttercup one if I used it like I did this month. And maybe even pan on this one from the Balm, because the dip is deep. I just don't know how deep the shadow is. So maybe next month will be 2 pans, and hopefully a pan in this, since there's already a dip in it. But that is all I have for this update. Once again, I'll be back in a month to share again. That's what it's looking like right now. And thanks for watching. Bye.